Sajni here. So today let's actually talk about how to upgrade our belief system in order to get a forward momentum, because we hear principles from law of attraction, some of the principles which says that you need to have a burning desire to be able to manifest something, or other principles which says that you need to believe with all your heart to be able to manifest something. And then principles from reality transurfing clears the concept a little bit, which states that desire is actually not a very concrete way of manifesting, because desire creates counter desires, and therefore there is resistance, and therefore lack creates more lack, and therefore the resistance makes it nil, and that's why the manifestation does not happen. So let's discover what is the ideal way of creating your mind and your heart unison, because the idea of manifestation is when your mind can conceive something and bring the heart to believe in that, is when the manifestation happens. So the key idea is to be able to upgrade your belief. So the only way to get the manifestation successful and create a forward momentum is two things. One, either you can have an elevated emotion, because feeling covers the 95% of the subconscious mind. But we know that in our reality, we have triggers everywhere. We have to live in a 3D reality where it's not viable to be, in a high vibration all the time. And that's why the concrete way is to upgrade your belief system, so that your goals and intentions or your desires here, your belief system needs to be able to match to be able to have the manifestation possible. So how do we able to do that? So stick around till the end of the video, because this took me a very, very long time for me to ground it into my system. But the big shifts started to happen really when I started to ground it, and shifting from doing a corporate job for 16 years into moving full-time into a business and actually doing something that I really, really love and following my passion was possible. So stick around with me. Before I begin, I want to quickly announce that the one-to-one interaction for the Reality Revolution program is open for enrollment. So if you want to book your one-to-one free consultation with me and see how we can work together, stick around till the end of the video for a detailed announcement on the program. So with that, let's get right into the video. So today we want to talk about how to really upgrade your belief system. And like I said, the upgrading of your belief system is key to manifestation. Napoleon Hill discusses this in his book, Outwitting the Devil, where he talks about that 99% of us live in a hypnotic rhythm, where we are subject to the mind and we live with the rhythm of the mind, rather than consciously stepping back and being aware and reflecting and creating our reality the way we want. And so this reality of being subject to the mind, being subject to a reality at the current and living from that place on, is how we can truly conceive of, and that's what the mind believes in, and that's what we've been attuned to. So this is the way of life that we've been attuned to for many, many years, and this is something that we believe with all our heart. We conceive with all our heart, and we live by it. But something like creating your own reality or using your mind consciously to create what you want is something which not many people can really attune to, because it's very, very subtle. It's very, very visceral, and it requires a lot of your awareness to be able to truly do that, to master that. And it requires a lot of patience and having to master to have a disciplined way of living, and long-term gratification really. So to be able to hold on your goal or principle for a longer time. And in today's day and age, we don't have that much of patience. We want instant results. We want instant, quick bill, or that quick riches to overnight, making money, or overnight healing something. So we look for those kind of solutions, which are just band-aid, because those are just illusions that we try to create with. But if we really, really want to hone and really create a reality, and manifestation becomes real when we truly step back and use our mind consciously to be able to master or use our thought energy wisely. conserve our energy and use it. We do few things, but with focus and clarity and attention, and that's what we learn in the program. So now let's get to how we can upgrade our belief system. So really, belief can be attuned to in 3 stages. So first is when it's just on a thought level, just on a thought level. It's not even thought energy, it's just a thought, it's just an opinion. It just comes. But when we give an emotional charge to it, then that becomes a thought energy, because thought energy and the emotional energy becomes an electrical energy. So that kind of it becomes magnetic. It's a movement now because you've given it charge. And that's why, so when the thought and your emotion now becomes combined, is when then it starts charging. It's charging in and out. So as per research, any thought that you have once has an 80% chance of you having the thought again. So therefore the dance begins between the thought, emotion. Emotion is nothing but the chemical reaction that happens inside our body, which kind of creates a kind of a feeling. So the emotional is nothing but a chemical reaction in the body. It's a certain type of emotion. So if it is a good thought, then it creates a good emotion. If it's a bad thought, then it creates a bad emotion. So when this dance happens long enough, a thought which is just a neuron or a single neurological nerve now starts to multiply, fire and wire. So nerve cells that fire together, wire together, and then this becomes a strong neurological network which transforms into a belief. So now your single thought that you had, because you were not aware enough to intercept it, you innocently accepted it. So once you accepted it and gave it an emotional charge, now it has become a belief over time. So it is not a one time, two time, but it's been happening over a period of time. So the beliefs that we hold is something that it's been happening over a period of time. So it's a similar kind of thoughts and similar kind of beliefs that we live by and that we attune to every day. By default, it's happening on a background that we can't really master or really focus on consciously, because there are around 400 tetra billion bytes of information that is happening every second. And as the subconscious mind processes so much of information, and that's happening in default. Okay, so let's not go off track. So let's stick to the belief system. So now the neurological network of a single thought strand that you had, now because you gave it an emotional charge, now has turned into a belief, which is a stronger binding of the neurological network. Now it is difficult for you to not get aligned to it. Now the belief now goes through a next stage where now the reticular activating system in your brain gets activated. When your thought has now turned into a belief, this is the point where your reticular activating system is activated and programmed to look for confirmation of what belief that you're holding. So now you look for confirmation of where you hold that belief and disregard everything else that you do not hold. Which means that your lenses get polluted with the belief that you're holding. So if the belief is mostly, like we talked about, because we are subject to the mind, we are like a sponge. We take up information from all our environment and soak it. It might be good, it might be bad for our environment. That's why it's important to surround yourself with good energy vibrations. Nevertheless, whatever energy that you've soaked in, or whatever belief that you've soaked in, now has activated your reticular activating system, and you look for confirmations for that. So for example, if you have a belief or a thought that came in that I am poor, or I am not capable of earning enough, or you capped yourself at a certain amount or an income level, let's say, okay? So your income level you've capped at a certain level, or you feel that you are not worthy enough, or you are poor, then your thought and emotion dance, you gave it too much emotional charge between the dance between the thought emotion. Now it has become a belief, and your reticular activating system now has been programmed to see everything in your reality, to see where you are poor, where do you lack, where you are not enough, or where you are not worthy. So it will look for those informations, and even if there are hints of abundance, or hints of you being rich, or hints of you being a worthy, capable of individual, the reticular activating system, once this is programmed, once this belief neurological network is strong, disregards all other information and only makes you focus on those information which makes you or confirms this belief that you hold. Right? So this is the stage which now has become dangerous because we did not intercept that thought at this point, and that's why becoming awareness is very, very powerful, and that's why being conscious or doing very few things with high focus and awareness is key, is because we do not want to get into the hypnotic rhythm. Our whole idea is to get out of the hypnotic rhythm and do everything consciously and with focus and clarity. And that's why it derives more results and more of what you want versus what you don't want, because a lot of your substance that is happening by default is something that you don't want to create. And that's why it blocks the manifestation. You will want to desire something, but something else is already happening beneath your awareness. That's why raising awareness is key. Now, at this point, because your confirmation has been activated, your reticular activating system is programmed to see only those things that your belief system that you hold. Now, over time, what happens is that now this confirmation over time, the dance between the reticular activating system looking for confirmation, you feed it back. Now, your default system, your identity becomes of a poor person or an unworthy person. The conviction is so strong now. The neurological networks have become even stronger here. So now it is even difficult to get out of the trap here. So this is the 3 levels of the belief system. Now, at this stage now, anything that you see, any opportunity as well, if you see of getting out of your comfort zone or doing something that would make you rich, for example, let's say, or make you feel worthy, you will overlook those opportunities because your reticular activating system is programmed to see only where you're unworthy, only where you would feel poor. So that is the whole dangerous zone. This is the hypnotic rhythm. So we need to be able to get out of that. So now, the question is now then, how do we then upgrade our beliefs? So because if we are stuck here, and at this point, when we put a goal of, let's say you are right now earning 2 lakh rupees a month, and your goal is to get to a 10 lakh rupees a month. So now, what happens is that because your belief system cannot hold the desire or the intent that you're putting in, it will create a friction, and therefore your internal system and your desire or your external conscious mind and the subconscious mind has a battle. And therefore this resistance will not let you move forward, and that's why the forward momentum cannot happen. No matter how much hard you put your affirmations or you do your visualization, it will not work till the time your internal system or internal thermostat is not reset or is not upgraded. So that is the whole idea, where your desire now, or whatever intent that you're holding, has to match up to your belief that you have has to match up with the desire. It has to upgrade. That's the only way of manifesting or getting your reality of what you want to experience in bringing into manifestation. So now, to be able to upgrade our belief system, now we will use the same 3 levels of the belief and we will upgrade it. So now let's look at the same chart and see how we can upgrade our belief system to be able to match our desire. Okay, so this is your belief here, you are here, your desire is here, so we need to bridge that gap. So how do we bridge that gap? Okay, and I've also made a video here about vibrational alignment. This is also key, so have a look at this as well. So now, the 3 levels of belief. First is just a thought. Now, thought is just an opinion. Now, your incoming thoughts have been programmed in a certain way already. So your thermostat is set at here. So now your incoming thoughts will be the same. That is, I'm not worthy, or I'm poor, or I'm not capable. So all these incoming thoughts are still there because your thermostat is of that same vibration. Now what we do is we use outgoing thoughts. Now, instead of this relying on the incoming thoughts, because it will keep on keeping us in that same loop, we want to upgrade our belief. So we want to have an outgoing thought. So what we do is, instead of relying on the incoming thoughts, we send out an outgoing thought. So we send out a thought signal that I am abundant, I am rich, I'm wealthy, I am capable, I am enough. So now you want to reset your internal being thermostat. So the 3 levels is having, doing, and being. So we hone on the being state. So now we tap in directly into the thermostat, into our internal thermostat. So now when we tap into our internal thermostat and send out a signal of a new affirmation, okay, now what happens is that now your beliefs are very weak. So now your belief is just a single thought or a strand, okay, and even if you try to get an emotional charge to it right now, like we said, we are not superhumans to feel good in high vibrations all the time, so we can't even charge it with a lot of emotion at this point in time. Okay, we can at least for maybe how much of a time you can be on high vibration by doing exercises or walking in nature or doing your favorite things. You can apply those simple tools and techniques to be able to do that. But if you want a real solution, then the real solution is when you send out a thought. Now you can override the belief and directly activate your reticular activating system, because you have the genetics, the biology, the chemistry to be able to become a genius. So you have to be able to tap into the genius directly. That is a mechanism that you are supposed to use to be able to build what you want to create. And the universe has put in the system, the engine, for us to use it for our benefit, not to degrade us, but to upgrade ourselves, right? So what we do is we tap into our intelligence, our higher intelligence, which is a RAS. Now here, what we do is now we will tap into the RAS, where we'll start to look for confirmations. Now, we will consciously try to overlook the things that you see at this point in time, which will prove your earlier old self, because your old self and your new self, you're trying to build a new. We cannot build a new reality by fighting the old. So you will not fight it or resist it, but you will build the new. You will try to look for new confirmations of where you are rich, where you are abundant, where are you healthy, where are you becoming prosperous. So you will look for all of those places, okay, and practicing gratitude, being grateful for small elements, grateful for the clean water that you have, grateful for the food on the table, grateful for the roof on your head, grateful for the greenery or the nature that surrounds you, grateful for the people that you love. So you start with your own grounding, and that's why these esoteric principles, key heritage principles, are powerful, because if you're grateful for already what you have, then you can start multiplying more of what you want to build tomorrow, right? We want to directly get into something that is outside of forte, but first start by at least having gratitude for what you already have. Then you can have more, right? So that the being state is basically feeling grateful, or tapping into your gratefulness, being thankful, practicing kindfulness, or giving out to people, right? So all this gratitude and kindness and giving, these kind of activates your energy of trying to hone on to your new realities, or your new energy field. So now the more and more you start to activate your reticular activating system of where you are rich, where are you prosperous, where am I enough, where am I feeling confident. So you look for all of those confirmations, and when you start tapping it one by one, you start gathering your victories. Each victory every single day, morning and evening. Morning you practice gratitude, silence. Evening you see what are the things that you're grateful for, and all of that. Now you start multiplying you're compounding your confirmations of your gratitude. And over time, what happens is that now, slowly and steadily, this neurological network of your belief will start binding together. So now the nerve cells that you fire and wire together for over a period of time, now it starts forming your belief, your new belief, so your new identity. And then over time, then you have to start to get this new identity in place where your conviction is so strong. And whatever tiny clues that you see in your reality, your new thought form, your unmanifest, you try to pierce it into your manifest by seeing those prosperity, seeing those abundance, seeing where you're worthy, seeing the things that you're grateful for. All of those are proofs, and then you will see over time. And never ever get into an instant gratification of, if you are looking for a 10 lakh per month income from a 2 lakh per month income, okay, you can't expect it over a period of a week or a month, or even months, right? So because it might take you don't look at the result, but you look at the process of the being. Okay, you already hold that being of being a person worthy of earning the 10. Once you hold that energy, then you will start to see the opportunities, people, places, things start to open up for you, because now you will not look at when or how, you will already embody that energy, and therefore it naturally happens. You don't even have to go on knocking doors. The energy vibration will start to line up for you, and then you will start to take the actions accordingly. So that is the whole idea of shifting your core identity, or upgrading your beliefs, or upgrading your core identity to the identity of the person that you would like to become. And that is the being and becoming paradigm, which is the highest paradigm of manifestation, right? So that is the whole idea how you can upgrade the beliefs. So I sincerely hope this was helpful. So let's do a quick recap of what we've discussed so far. So today we've discussed that trying to manifest something by trying to, go with a burning desire. You have to have a burning desire, or you have to be hungry. All of those things your mind cannot really conceive, because the mind needs proof, the mind needs evidence, and therefore your heart cannot believe what the mind can conceive. And that's why these have flaws. These concepts and principles have flaws in them, and that's why sticking to the heritage principles are more delayed gratification, but they are short fulfillment. They're short to manifest, and that's why we stick to key heritage principles. And also having desires and intentions are great, but then attaching too much to the fruits of the labor does not hold too long, and that's why it creates a lot of resistance, and that's why desire creates more counter resistance, and that's why it doesn't work, it doesn't manifest. And the second thing that we discussed was also the subconscious goes by a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling, and if you can tap into that, more often than not, we cannot do it 24/7. You can't be in a high vibration 24/7 unless and until we are superhuman, right? So we try to do as much as possible, try to stick to things that grounds you, try to be near to nature, try to do exercise, because your subconscious mind is basically your body, so it kind of like it activates by doing a lot of exercise, a lot of movement, and also practicing gratitude, practicing kindfulness, giving, sharing. All of these kind of activates your inner energetic feeling of trying to hone on to the new level of belief, right? So how to upgrade the belief was basically the same way. So basically the way we set is the three kinds of levels of belief is where first it becomes a thought, then when we charge it with the emotion, it starts to become a strong neurological network, it becomes a belief, and when the belief gets activated, now your reticular activating system is programmed to look for confirmations that holds the belief and disregard everything else. Now at this point in time, because the dance starts here, now over time your identity becomes so strong of the old belief. Now we want to shift from the old to the new, so shift the identity from the old self to the new self. To be able to do that, we need to completely disregard the old beliefs. We need to completely, whatever is coming up, we let go of that. We don't see what is currently here, because we don't want to multiply, because our focus creates more attraction. So we don't want to focus on things that do not align with where we want to go. We want to look at confirmations, because whatever you want to see, you will find. Whatever you want to see, you will find. You want to find more of lack, you'll find more of lack everywhere. You want to find more of abundance, you will find more of abundance everywhere. It's just a matter of perspective, just a matter of how you see, how you view. So this is the lens that we want to change, or we want to filter our lens, or we want to cleanse our lens. That's what we are doing in this step of upgrading our beliefs. So once we cleanse our reticular activating system, we start looking for confirmations of how we want to build, how we want to feel, how we want to become. The beingness has to upgrade, and therefore over time, once we keep at it, but once we keep persisting, then this confirmation, this identification becomes a conviction, and that's why then your desire and belief matches, and therefore you can manifest effortlessly. And also, this is also a very, very concept that successful people always hone on to, because your internal state is what you draw your state of being from your internal state, and nothing outside can affect you. So your uncertainty, your unknown events or situations that you fear something, so all of those vanishes, because you no longer draw your state of being from anything external. You don't have any fear of failure, or fear of being judged, or fear of being any of that. Outer reality does not matter to you, because you draw your state from within, and you are in a state of vibration where you want to be abundant, you want to share, you want to give, and you start to thrive instead of trying to survive. Okay, so I sincerely hope this is helpful, because you watch these kind of videos again and again and again, because these will kind of help you activate and refine your reticular activating system, upgrade your beliefs. So this is very, very key. So I hope this was helpful for you, and thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon. And if you found this valuable, leave me a comment and your takeaways from it, and any suggestions for any upcoming videos as well will be helpful. So thank you for watching. Until next time. What the Mindset and Reality Revolution program really is it's one of the highest paradigm of manifestation. So there are 3 paradigms of manifestation, which is the having, the doing, and the being. So when we get to the being state, or in quantum physics it's also called the identity shifting, because everything is in the state of being and becoming. So when we embody the state of beingness, then naturally the having and the doing falls into place. What I realized in my years of understanding and practicing and manifesting and studying neuroscience and quantum physics, what I understood was that it's never about the techniques, because technique is just the doing paradigm, or wanting to having paradigm, because the more you're wanting to have or want or get, the more you're stuck into that loop. The idea is to elevate into that awareness or that beingness state where things start to fall into place, your ideas start to come, things start to manifest for you effortlessly, right? Because we learn the principles, or we learn to work with the laws of nature, where we go through the path of least resistance. We understand the universal principles of balancing, of being and doing, action and non-action, effort and surrender. So these are some of the powerful principles which we include in the program that can help you boost your manifestation, boost your awareness, boost your clarity, boost your productivity. So things start to open up for you. And so the Mindset and the Reality Revolution program is designed in such a way that it helps you to elevate to that state, ideal state, or the being state that you envision to become. And therefore you effortlessly attract the things that you want to do or have. I'm also super excited to announce that I started the one-to-one interaction for the premium coaching for the Mindset and Reality Revolution program. And so the enrollment link, I'll leave it in the description and in my Instagram bio. So both the links are there. So I can't wait to have an interaction with you and see how we can work together. So I hope to see you there, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time.